February 19th. February 19th, 2024. Yo, so something sick happened today. I hit an all-time PR on bench, even past the one I previously got. So before I got back into everything, it was 225, so 2 plates for 7 reps. I recently got that for 8 reps, I believe. And then today, I got it for 10. So that was a huge win for me. It was an incredible feeling. I didn't feel the best either. So, I mean, I put 185 on there, so it's a plate and 25. And I repped it about 5 or 6 times, and it just felt heavy as shit. And I thought, damn, should I go for 2 plates? Should I play it safe? And I actually had that thought running through my head of, all right, you got to start listening to your body here. Don't get injured again, you know. I had that thought, and I thought, you know what? Nah, I feel all right. But I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, I put 2 plates on that bitch. Repped it 10 times. It was great. I felt really good. It's, I haven't hit a PR in a long time. And so when I got up off the bench, you know, I sat up, put my elbows on my quads, you know, whatever, just laying down, sitting there, elbows on my legs, whatever. Knowing that I just hit 225 for 10, and that's a big accomplishment for me because bench has always been my weakest link. It's relative to my squat and bench, and I think my squatting days are over, but it is what it is. Deadlift, for some reason, doesn't hurt my back, but so we need to start incorporating those again, you know, carefully. But yes, we hit a PR on bench. That's fucking awesome. Then I went to FedEx because today I had it off due to, I think it's, what's the holiday today? George Washington's birthday or something? Anyway, being a government employee, I guess, you get a lot of those off. So I got that off work. My main job, got paid for it. And then also, because it was, you know, had a day off, went and worked FedEx, actually. So I scheduled that yesterday, got it planned for today. So I went in, worked FedEx while getting paid from my other job. So made some money today, which is pretty sweet. Made a little bit extra, so because the main goal right now is to get out of debt and pay shit off. And I mean, that's kind of the main focus at the moment. So I'm really doing everything I can to make that happen. So working essentially, you know, if you want to look at it this way, I worked 20 hours today, right? Doing 2 jobs, or 20, about 18 hours. 16. Yeah, what the hell, dude? I can't do math. 16 hours today, even though I only worked 6. So that's pretty sweet. Then we got, what else do we got? It's day 22, I believe. Day 22 of phase 2, Live Hard. I just completed it. I'm laying in bed right now. I'm about to go to sleep. Meant to record this earlier, but I didn't. So we got to get it done. So here we are. We're talking about the shit. And yeah, so got that done, day 22. So we have 8 days left. That's exciting. So I think I'll wake up on the 28th of February and have this completed. So something to look forward to. I'm very excited about that. Next thing I want to talk about here is, so today I've been having, all right, so I'm going to address this first thing. I realize that I always start something with whatever I'm going to start it with, and then I always backtrack to give you context of what I'm talking about when I should have just started with the context. For example, when I said today at work, I've been writing, and it's like I have to backtrack to let you know why that's relevant to what I'm talking about, if that makes any goddamn sense at all. Anyway, I try to write thoughts down when they come to me that I think that would be a good talking point for the actual podcast that's in the works right now, which I think might be called Your New Norm. I don't know yet, but that's going to focus on personal development and personal growth, discipline, resilience, all that shit. Just personal development all around, being a better person, being a better, stronger, wiser man and woman, whatever. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. But there's a lot of talking points that I want to address and hit home. There's a lot of ideas that I have that I want to talk about that I haven't necessarily heard other people talk about. And, so anyway, here's the context. I try to write down these thoughts and ideas as I have them. It's kind of hard to do if I'm in a certain situation where I can't bring my phone out and start typing notes in my phone. But for example, today, while I'm at FedEx, it's easy to just whip up my phone and start typing a thought that I had. So if I'm delivering a package or whatever I'm doing, just driving down the road, and I have this thought, this idea that, this is a great point, this is a great analogy, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it. Typically, I'll have that, and I'll think, I don't need to write that down. I'll always remember that. It's so important. And I've remembered maybe one out of the last 100 ideas I've had. So I need to start taking the writing thing down more serious. So that's what I did today. And I'm actually going to talk about one real quick. Why not? So when my truck is loaded perfectly and everything's in order and the shelves are all nice and tidy and there's an aisleway and I can walk to the front and the back of the truck without hitting my head on a package or bumping my knee on a package or kicking a package with my foot, when I can go back and forth, it's organized, it's nice and neat, I don't ever think to look. For example, there's a 1,000 shelf, a 2,000 shelf, a 3,000, a 4,000, all the way up to 8,000. And I'll just keep it simple like that. There's more, but that's it. I wouldn't think to look for a package that's labeled 1,000 on the shelf that's labeled 5,000. I wouldn't look in my living room for pots and pans because I know that those don't go in the living room; those go in the kitchen. With the 1,000s and the 5,000s, I wouldn't look for a 5 in a 1. I just wouldn't, because why would it be there? And so if my truck's loaded nice and neat and is tidy and is perfect, I have that expectation from the get that it is going to be that way for the rest of the day. And now when I can't find a package, if the loader made an error, if I'm looking for a package as 1,000 and it's not on the 1,000 shelf, I immediately assume that I don't have it. And so I discontinue looking. I have to skip the house that I'm at. The person in the house probably has to sit there and watch me drive off and not get a package. And they probably think that I was being lazy or whatever the hell. People are just, whatever. And it ruins the flow because at some point you're going to find the damn package, and you're going to have to turn around and backtrack however many miles, however many turns, neighborhoods, whatever, to deliver it. Because, if it's on your truck, it's getting delivered. End of story. And so, due to the truck being loaded absolutely perfectly, when there's an error, I don't think to look elsewhere. I make the assumption that it is just not on my truck because the truck is loaded so good. It couldn't be anywhere else. That's the thought process. Now, on the flip side, today, this is what made me think of this. Today, my truck was loaded very poorly. Nothing was in order. A lot of things were misplaced. A lot of things didn't even have the sequence identification number, which is pretty much what every FedEx and UPS driver run off of. I mean, I can't speak for all of us, but we definitely don't run off of addresses and streets. We run off of the sequence ID numbers, which is that little square tag that has a 4-digit number. I guess depends. It depends. There's a square little sticker that has some numbers on it. Anyway, my truck was loaded like shit today. And knowing that it was loaded like shit, I knew that there was a great possibility that things could be elsewhere, that packages could be misloaded on the wrong shelves or missing a sticker or whatever. So I knew that, I expected that. And so when I couldn't find a package, I didn't stop looking, as my voice cracks 20 more times, I didn't stop looking where the shelf. So for example, I'm trying to find a 2,000 package. I look in the 2000 shelf, I see that it's not there. Instead of stopping as I would have previously with the perfectly loaded truck, I know to keep going because the truck is loaded like shit. So the chances are this package is probably on the wrong shelf somewhere else, or it's close by, or maybe it's on the ground, maybe it's whatever. So because it was loaded like shit, I now make the assumption that the whole truck is just a mess. And so when I can't find a package where it's supposed to be, I then look elsewhere for it because the truck wasn't loaded properly. So there could be all sorts of fuck ups. But with the truck that was loaded perfectly, I didn't have that thought at all. I had the expectation that everything should be exactly where it should be. And it got me thinking, I try to draw comparisons between what I find out or analogies or whatever to real life, What happens, and I don't have an answer, I'm asking. And this is a talking point that I'll definitely put into the show and have a lot more substance to it. But what else in life do we run off of the assumption that it's good, so we skip the part where we try to find a package because it's not where it should be, so it couldn't be anywhere else, But then there's other times where it's kind of a shit show, it's disorganized, but because you know that, you put in the effort to find the other thing or to get it right or whatever. Does that even make any sense? What other instances or examples or times in life have been, I don't know. I'm actually going to stop that thought right there. I haven't put much more thought into it other than what I just talked about. But it's just, more or less, it's just an interesting psychological, I guess, awareness or point of view. When things are going great, it's easy to assume that everything else is perfect. Why would anything be bad, I guess? But when they're shit, there's the expectation that everything else is shit, so better be aware of that and try to, I don't know. But that was kind of the thought that I had today. So going back to what I was saying 30 minutes ago, whipped out my phone and just started typing some notes, some which is exactly what I said. So when I see the truck that is loaded perfectly, I expect to find everything where it should be. When I see the truck is loaded like shit, mine is then open to looking elsewhere because I know they probably fucked up. That's what I wrote. That was my note. So I had a whole podcast off that note. Anyway, this ran a little bit longer than I expected, so we're going to end it here. I don't even know what I'm going to name the show. Episode 131. What the fuck did I even say? 131, dude? Is that what I said? No way. Well, anyway, what I meant to say was episode 123, but I said 131, so that's great. So anyway, episode 131, February 19th, 2024. Talk to you guys later. Peace.